Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, let's start our session. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the test planning document and how the test scenario can be created and how the test case can be created. Today we'll continue with few more test cases, how to design and all. Yesterday at the end of the session, we have created the test case template, and we have seen how to purchase a product through Amazon application. So we have seen it through Amazon mobile application. Let me share. Those who have missed at the end of the session. So this is the test case we have created during the session. This is the test case that we have created during our session yesterday. So this is something related to the functionality called purchase a product. So when you are purchasing a product, there are multiple payment options like cash on delivery, credit card, debit card, net banking and all, right? So out of which we have selected cash on delivery. So cash on delivery will be the payment mode that we have selected, and we have designed some basic level of test case, how it works and all. And we'll see how this test case can be derived and how positive and negative test cases can be created from this, and how we are going to design multiple test cases. So is there any specific format or a template that we need to follow basically? So how it works in the real time, let's see. So what is meant by test case? Anyone? You can start with that point.
Step-by-step process.
Line to line.
Include multiple options.
Okay. Any other inputs? Any other inputs? No? Are we good? Okay, fine. Test case is nothing but it's a document where we are going to provide the functionality in a step-by-step format. In a single word, we call it as a how to do, or how to execute the functionality is nothing but the test case that we have derived. Correct? Now, whenever we are deriving the test cases, there are few important things that you have to remember always. What are those few? No? Okay. The document what you are seeing on the screen, okay? The document what you are seeing on the screen is something related to how we are going to design the test case and how it works in the real time and all. But still, the representation is very, 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 very important. Every time I used to tell the same point to all the batches. Designing the test case is not that much priority for us. How you are representing that test case is very important. Okay, so how you are going to represent the test case and how it can be understandable by the opposite person is very important. So that's how it basically it works in the real time. So designing, like writing down the steps and all, is very simple. Anyone can write, but how to make it understandable to the opposite important point, right? So if I'm going to design the test case, some random test case, and if I asked you to test, will you be able to understand? No, right? At least simple basic things you should have some knowledge. So how what we are talking about, how this test case can be created, and what we are talking about, there are some steps that we have included here. What are those steps that we have included, and what is the purpose of that? At least basic things that you need to know. But even if you don't know anything, how to deal with the test case, that is the importance of the test case, that you have to represent. So whenever you design a test case, our main motto will be, the person who doesn't have any knowledge, even that person has to understand what is there in that document. So that's a very, very, very important thing that we need to know when we are talking about test case. Now let's see. This is a sample test case which we discussed yesterday, which we designed yesterday for one of the functionality. In this sample test case, the first section what I have mentioned here is something related to project information. So these details, it is up to you guys, but in my point of view, these are required. But in your point of view, or in your functionality, this may or may not be required. So if it is required, you can make use of this one. Otherwise, no need to mention or no need to provide any kind of information here. Okay, representation is very important. As part of my understanding, as part of my representation, I have provided all these details. In your point of view, if it is not required, make sure why it is not required. That's a very important thing. You have to understand if you are saying it is not required. But if you are going to represent these details, these are very basic things which are very helpful to understand how it works in the real time. So that's one of the main reason why I'm going to represent the project related details. So here, project name. So what is the project name? And test scenario name, test scenario ID. These two, you are not going to give the new names here. These are separate documents which your team or you are going to create in the real time. Those names you have to provide here. Okay, these are not the new things that you are going to mention here. Okay, I hope you understand my point. And coming to test case name and test case ID, these two are the new things that you need to give. You have to decide what is the name of your test case, and you have to decide what is the name of your what is the ID of your test case. So these two things you have to decide, and you have to provide for each and every test case, that you are going to create. And final one in this particular column, that is nothing but browser. So how many browsers your functionality or your application is going to support? So for example, I have taken this Google Chrome and Edge browser. So where my functionality can support these two browsers. What about the rest of the browsers? It may or may not support. We are not sure. As per our requirement, we have only Google Chrome and Edge we have selected. So that means this particular test case, that means these are all the steps you have to execute both in Google Chrome and Edge browser. And the status, until I execute all these steps, I cannot mention the status. So that's the reason I kept it as blank. And next one is author. Who designed this particular test case? You have to give the name of that author who has designed the test case. And next one is date of design. When the test case has been designed, we need to mention that particular date. And review, it might be on the same review, or it might be it might be on the same day review, or it might be on the next day or coming week, or whatever the date that it might be. But overall, we need to provide who is the reviewer of that, who is the reviewer of that, reviewer and reviewer date when that person has reviewed. If there are any specific comments that we have to look into, we need to provide the comments. Don't think that these are review comments. These are related to test case related comments. If any comments need to be provided, that means any important points that we have to remember, or suppose if you want to provide the information related to mobile application version, so you can provide such kind of information here. You can provide such kind of information here. You can provide a comment saying that user has to use the latest version of mobile app so that they can purchase a product very easily. Like that, they can provide such kind of information. Any important things that you want to convey to the end user. And the next important point related to test case is, whenever you are designing a test case, it is not only for your internal purpose. Understand? It is not only for your internal purpose. Either you or your team member is not only persons who are going to use this one. This test case will reach to the end user. Even our company is going to share all these test cases to the customer directly, to the end user environment. Why? Because these test cases will help the customer or client or end users in order to understand the functionality, how to navigate from so and so screen to another screen. So that's a very important thing why we are sharing these test cases to the customer. So always, not only this time, any organization is going to follow the same thing. Any organization is going to follow the same thing. So what is the format that we are going to share? Are we going to share these documents in the Excel format? That means I can say answer at this point of time, I cannot answer this question. Few companies are following this guideline. They are going to share the Excel documents to the customer. Few, they are going to upload this to the Jira, and then they are going to give the Jira numbers to the customer, so that customer can go to that number and they are going to access the test case. So depends on the process that they are following. So few people are going to share the Excel documents or Word documents or PDF documents, and few are not. They're going to give the Jira number, so that in Jira we are going to have all the test case. No one can change or edit the information what we are having. Even if they are going to do that, we will have the history, who has changed on which date and which time the information has changed. Internally we are going to get this input in Jira, but in Excel documents we will not have such kind of information. We don't know, right? So once we share the information, that person can do anything. That person can modify any kind of information in the Excel documents. We don't know about that. We'll not have track for that. So this test case is not only mean to your internal team, this test case will be shared to the end user as well. Remember this point. Next important thing is prerequisite. Keep in mind that your test case can be designed in any way, but if you don't have prerequisites in your test case, then it's not, the test case is not following the global standard or global principle. That means whatever the test case that you are going to design, prerequisite is mandatory. Prerequisite is mandatory. Without prerequisite, you should not design the test case. It's a mandatory thing. At least one prerequisite in your list, you can add one by one. It might be a number of points. There is no limit for that. One, and then next line 2. And I don't know who knows about the tricks in Excel document. If you want to navigate to the next line, if you want to come to the next line in the same box, press Alt button and enter. You'll come to the next line. If you directly hit the enter button in your keyboard, it will come to the next box. Okay. So in the same line, Alt, enter, it will come to the next line. So you can add the second point, third point, like that. You can add the list of prerequisite. make sure if your test case is not having prerequisite, then it's not eligible for the review at all. Okay, even if you are doing peer review, your team members has designed the test cases and you are going to review that. So whenever you are reviewing those test cases, those need to have prerequisite. If those test cases doesn't have prerequisites, ask them to note down prerequisites. Prerequisites are very, very, very important in all the test cases. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Any point that you want me to repeat? Any specific point? Okay, if you don't have, then I can move forward. Okay, next set of table is we have steps related table. So the first column name is test step number. Test step number. So this is just for the indication purpose, how many steps that we are going to have in the test case. How many steps that we are going to have in the test case. So that's the reason we are going to have the test step number. So someone will follow like 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have any sub points, they can follow like 1. Under that first point, you may have like this one. I can say in the second point, you are having this one, right? So some people may give the bullet point. Some are going to provide A, B, C like that. So it depends on the situation that they are going to provide the information. They are going to provide the information. So first column is something related to test step number. How many steps are there in the test case? So here you are going to provide the step number and test step description. So these are the steps that you are going to have. You need to describe each and every step what you are going to perform. So there is there might be a few questions here. Open mobile app. Sir, you mentioned open mobile app directly. So first step is I'm going to unlock my mobile, right? So before this we have that step, right? So I'm not going to include that step. Why? Because few people may have the lock mode, few people may have the pattern, few people may have the passcode, few people may have the unlock lock pattern will not be there.
Sir.
Few people may don't have lock for their mobile, so it depends on their case, right? So we are talking about the test case related to purchase a product through Amazon application. It's not about the phone or something that we are going to talk about. So that's one of the main reason I haven't provided that step. I have provided directly with open Amazon application. Amazon should open the so Amazon should open the application mobile in mobile resolution. This is the expected result. But for first step, whatever the descriptions that you are going to have, whatever the steps that you are going to follow as part of the functionality, you can include all those things first. That will be very easy thing in order to understand how the functionality can be represented as part of the test case. If you are going to write test script, test step description and expected result at a time, you have to think about what is the expectation here, or else you have to refer FRS document and you have to see all these to and fro things are going to happen. Instead of that, if you can write list down all the steps what you are going to design, that will be easy for you to understand what is the expected result for each and every step. This is just a suggestion. There is no rule that you have to follow like this, but it depends on your condition. If you want to follow, you can follow. Otherwise, you can go through FRS document for each and every step and you can note down the expected result. Okay, the next column is expected result. Expected result means what is the expectation based on the test step that you have mentioned here. What is your expected result that it is going to get? What is the outcome? What is your expected outcome from this particular step? This is just an expectation. This is not the reality what is happening in the application. Okay, this is just your assumption. This might be from the FRS document, or you need to assume how this functionality works in the real time. So based on your assumption, you need to provide your expected result. This might be my assumption. Okay, so likewise for each and every step, expected result will be there. There is no concept of not having expected result. Any step if you can take, expected result will be there. So that's the reason, if you can observe here, for each and every step I have provided the expected result. Next important column is actual result. When this actual result can be filled, anyone?
After testing, sir.
After testing,
After executed,
after
the case executed,
observe here, test design, test the scenario design, test the case design. After this, what is the next phase that we have? What is the next phase? I have highlighted on the screen
Execution.
execution. So here we are talking about designing part only. We are not going to execute the test cases, right? Whenever you are designing the test case, you are going to provide test step number, test step description, and then expected result. But actual result column can be filled only during the execution. If you execute the test case, then only you'll be able to fill the actual result. Someone said testing, or it might be a end-to-end testing. So you can say that after test case execution, we can fill the actual result. Okay, until and unless you execute the test case, you cannot know. What is meant by test case execution? You have to open this document and you have to see, okay, what is the first step? Open Amazon mobile app. So I need to take my mobile and I need to open the Amazon mobile app. So what is happening? So Amazon app is opened in a mobile resolution. Yes, it is open. So I have kept it as an actual result. And next one, log into mobile app if required. So to log into the application, follow below steps. Enter email address or phone number, enter password, click on sign in button. If I'm going to follow these steps, what is the expectation here? Application should display user homepage. What is the actual thing happened if I'm going to follow these steps? User homepage is displayed. Yes, I'm able to log into the application. That means for each and every step, until you execute the test case, you cannot have the actual result. So in order to fill the actual result, you have to execute all the test steps. At the final stage, whenever you come to the status column, you have to validate these two things. If expected result is equals to actual result, then the status will be passed. If the expected result is equals to actual result, then the status will be passed. If the expected result is not equals to actual result, then it is failed. What will happen if expected result is not equals to actual result? What is that meaning? Anyone?
bug,
What is that meaning? Again, I'm asking.
The overall
defect.
failed.
What is that overall? Overall case will be failed, you
Failed.
said. Okay. Someone said, what is that?
like bug, sir.
It's not bug.
Defect, sir.
Defect.
It's a defect. Bug is nothing but once after you created a defect, if it is accepted by the team, then we are calling it as a bug. Here in the initial step, when actual result, you can find out the definition. The deviation between expected result and actual result is nothing but defect. That's what I said. If expected result is not equals to actual result, is not equals to means there is some deviation, there is some difference between expected result and actual result. That's called a defect. Okay. So if this particular step is failed, if you are going to mark this as a failed, if you are going to mark this as a failed, you need to create a defect in your bug reporting tool. So if expected result is not equals to actual result, then we are calling it as a defect. In this case, whenever we are calling this as a defect, we are marking this as a failed. We are marking this as a failed. So whenever we are marking this particular step as failed, that means we need to have Jira defect created in your bug reporting tool, and we need to provide that Jira ID. And we need to provide that Jira ID. So if it is failed, means it is a mandatory, whatever it might be, whether it is accepted by the development team or whether it is not accepted by the development team, doesn't matter. You need to have that Jira ID. Later we can see whether it is accepted or not. If they are not going to accept it, we need to give the proper business rule and we need to mark it as passed. That's a different story. We are not going to bother about this, but initial execution, you mark it as failed. If it is failed, means you need to have Jira. Understood? Anyone have any queries?
Sir, how to enter all those things in Jira?
How?
Can get the number, ID number, and all this.
This one you are talking about, test step number and all?
No, sir. If any defect were arises, and we should given to the Jira no, sir. And we should provide Jira number and how to do the Jira.
No. Your question is, we are going to create a Jira. That's I understood. What is the next thing that you are talking? How to provide this Jira number in the test case you are talking about, or to the development team you are talking about?
No, sir. How to handle Jira for getting this number, the Jira ID number or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I don't know whether you attended that session or not. I have how to create, but I have shown the image of how to create a Jira, how to create a defect in Jira. Let me get that image once again, and I will let you know. But application wise, as of now, I'm not going to show you because it's a licensed version. Maybe at the end of our training, I'll try to get at least a trial version and I'll show you. Okay, but for now, I'm going to show you the image, how to create, and what are all the information that we are going to provide. And once we click on create button, what will happen? Just a moment.
I listen. I know that.
Then what is your next question?
I'm asking it as man how to open this app and what are the functionalities in Jira tool.
Oh, okay. That we will cover. That we will cover. Don't worry about that. Complete Jira tool, we will have one more session. In that session, we will cover. But for now, just remember that Jira is one of the tracking tool that we are going to have. Jira is one of the tracking tool that we are going to have. It's not only meant to be tracking it. It's a overall test management. We can say we can maintain the test case. We can maintain the test case. We can log the bugs. Everything we can do. So once we create that Jira, we are going to have that Jira number. That Jira number we can put it in either under in comment section or else you can in the Jira itself you can provide the test case name. So I have executed so and so test case name. So this is the test case name and this is the test case ID. When I'm executing this test case in so and so step, I am facing this issue. So you can clearly put some information and you can attach this test case document to the Jira directly, so that developer can go through that and what is the step and what is the expected result and what is the actual result here, and they are going to fix it if it is a valid bug. Okay, in detail that kind of management and how we are going to track with that and all, I'll show it to you. That's a different story. Here it is not required for us.
I didn't know.
What is that?
JMeter, WebLoad Runner.
I don't know. Your voice is breaking for me. Whether it is, can you repeat that?
JMeter, WebLoad Runner are also the tools for tracking
That's
difficulty.
those are not tracking tools. Those are performance engineering tools. Those are not related to manual testing or tracking tools at all. JMeter, Load Runner, NeoLoad, Test Load, Smart Meter IO, WebDriver, different tools are available in the market. Those are all testing tools. Those are all different kind of testing tools, not the tracking tools.
Okay.
I don't know who said those are tracking tools. That's a wrong information.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so those are performance engineering tools. For web services, we have rest assured framework will be there, and we are having SOAP UI, and we have like Ready API, and we have Postman. All these are web services, API related tools, and we are having DB related. We are having databases like we are going to have SQL, MySQL, Oracle. So these are something like a DB related tools where you can perform DB testing. And for UI automation, like functional automation, you are going to have Selenium is a platform. QTP and UFT will be there. Tosca will be there. WebDriver IO will be there. Cypress IO will be there. All these are like functional automation tools. So different activities, different tools are available. For mobile application automation, you have Appium. Okay, and basically nowadays Tosca is one of the tool that you have in the market. That's a complete licensed tool, so you'll not find out the trial version too. So earlier at least we have 14 days trial version. Nowadays even the trial version is not available. So that's a complete pure licensed version. So that tool is going to support uh, all kind of testing activities, not only functional automation. You can perform mobile application, you can perform load testing, you can perform web services testing, you can perform all kind of testing activities through that tool. So that's a kind of feature it is having. So whenever you listen such kind of words, at least try to search in Google. Don't think that these are something like a tracking tools or something like that. Okay, just search it in Google so that you can get at least basic information, what is the purpose of the tool and what we are going to do that. Okay, any questions? Okay, coming to the next column, business rules. What is mean by business rule? Anyone? What is mean by that? No information? No information? Okay, business rule is nothing but what is the business requirement customer is expecting. Suppose if you can observe here, I have mentioned one business rule, specific kind of business rule that we are going to have. So log into the mobile application. So these are the steps that we need to follow, but user should have account in order to log into the application. That's a business rule. If you don't have account and if you're trying to log into the application by entering email address, password and click on sign in button, it won't allow you to log in because you haven't registered yet, right? First, you need to sign up to the application, then only you'll be able to log into the application directly. Without that signing up, we cannot even log into the application, or we cannot go with the flow that we are having, right? So that's one of the business rule that we are going to have. Likewise, I have provided one more business rule here. Review the product details and all, select the address. So I think I have to select the address in the list, or add new address by clicking on add new address button. So in order to add new address, if we already have the address in our list, whenever we log into the application, that can be selected. Or if you want to add new address, please refer the test case. This is the test case to add the new address. So this is just a sample name that I have mentioned here. But going forward, if you want to create with some test case name for adding new address, you can add that as well. You can add that as well. So business rule is nothing but it is a kind of business information or required information, which is a mandatory thing for that particular functionality. So this has been given by this will be given by the customer in the real time. So if any specific business needs that you want to mention, you can provide. Otherwise, even this column is not required. So main thing, if you are navigating any functionality, or if you are guiding any functionality to the customer, if you want to provide the specific business rule that customer has to follow, you need to provide that. Okay, most of the cases, at least 1 or 2 business rules will be there in the real time. So make sure you are going to provide respective business rules in the business rule. Comments means if you have any extra additional information that you want to keep, you can put it. Otherwise, even comments column can be blank. So any questions? Now will you be able to design at least one basic test case? I need response. Don't be so silent.
Yeah, sir, we can do.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, one more point that I want to add to this context is positive test case and negative test case. I'll complete that and I'll give you the assignment. Okay. So positive test case and negative test case. What is meant by positive test case and what is meant by negative test case? Anyone? What is meant by positive test case and what is meant by negative test case?
Valid to give the valid inputs for positive test case, sir.
Okay.
To give invalid inputs, it is negative test case.
Okay. What will happen if we are going to provide invalid inputs?
Checking the system, what was the replay for it?
Sorry, what is that?
Checking the replay for the system.
Replace.
Replay. And what the system was showing, or what the functionality was showing if you're giving negative and positive. If you give positive, it can exit for the next phase. If you give negative, it can also exit, so the system gets failed.
Okay. So what kind of valid inputs you are talking about? What is the meaning of valid and invalid inputs?
For example, as in a password, it should be only characters. It can enter the number, so it can, the character should be positive and the number should be negative. If both get executed, it's failed.
Okay. Any other points? Come on, you have to talk. We completed almost 10 to 11 sessions. At least you have to interact. Those who haven't, whatever, if it is correct answer or wrong answer, I can at least guide you if it is correct or wrong. No, still no. Okay, fine. Positive test case. So whatever the points that you said is correct, but I want to dig more details about the concept of invalid inputs and what is going to happen. So positive test case is nothing but the test case which are going to have the valid inputs and we are going to get the valid output. This we are going to define in a positive test case. Like you said, as an example, login. If we are going to enter valid login details, how it works is nothing but valid test case. And if we are going to enter invalid username or invalid password, then how it behaves, we are going to provide the same thing in the test case. That is nothing but invalid inputs or negative test case. So in both the cases, we are going to have expected result and we are going to have the actual result, whatever the case might be, whether it is a positive case or whether it is a negative case. You are going to provide both the information. How are you going to provide both information at a time? Okay, so now the representation is important. What kind of representation that we can provide here? Anyone have any suggestions? Can we design two different test case, or can we design it in a single test case? Any inputs from your end?
In a single test case.
Sorry, in a
Single, sir.
okay, in a single sheet. Anyone else? Okay, in a single sheet, how can we represent that? What is the positive test case and what is the negative test case? How can we represent that? So is it possible to define it in a single step, or do we need to define any different sections for that? So for that, let me show you. There are a couple of formats or what we can follow, but if you want to follow any better format than this, even you can follow that as well. I can help you out in guiding that particular representation also. But for now, let me show you how to go with positive test case and how to go with invalid test case, how to go with negative test case. Just a moment, I'm just updating this document. Okay, so I'm just copying the same thing to design positive and negative case. I'm just copying it to another sheet. Okay, so I'm going to mark this name as TS002. Sorry, this is scenario 1, and I'm going to mark this name as 2, test case 2. Purchase a product, cash on delivery, failed is the test case name. Okay, failed is the test case name, and I'm going to put some heading here. Positive test case with all valid details. Okay, this is how I'm going to provide the input. And after this, I'm going to give some gap. And I'm going to give negative test case with invalid details. In real time, don't give positive and negative terms here. Just provide with valid details and with invalid details. Just for your learning purpose, I'm just keeping positive test case and negative test case to identify which one is positive and which one is negative. But in real time, don't give these terms. Just provide with valid details and with invalid details. For that, I'm going to provide positive failed success and failed. So is the test case that I'm going to provide. Open Amazon application, add to cart, buy now, select the address, select the payment option, click on continue. User should be able to place the order. Order placed successfully and order details. So this is a positive flow that we are having. Okay, in the same format, if you want to add negative flow with invalid details. Okay, open Amazon application. So here is the first invalid detail that we can provide. Select the address in the list or add new address by clicking on add new address. User should be able to select the address. User should be able to select the address or able to add new address as required. So the selected address is invalid or provided the wrong delivery details, which Amazon won't deliver to the given pin code. Okay, so whatever the pin code that we have given, Amazon is not going to deliver to that place, but still we have provided that information and we are going to place the order. But whenever you enter the pin code, obviously the application will show to this pin code we are not going to deliver, but still some invalid details we have provided and we are trying to place the order. So somehow we did like that. Okay, where that particular pin code is not available or something like that, but still we have provided those invalid details and we try to place the order. So payment option selected as COD, order placed. Either in this case it is going to fail, order is failed, order is failed as user selected invalid address, or user selected invalid payment option for the selected pin code. So either this message or this message you are going to see. So if you are going to see this message, this is the expectation, right? So when user click on place order button, application should not allow the user to place the order. So what is the meaning of these two things, expected result and actual result? Do you think that this is passed or failed? What do you think? Guys, any input from your end? Are you there?
It was failed, sir.
Both are same. Any other?
Pass, sir.
Okay, that means step is going to pass. We don't need to create any Jira for this because this is the expected result. Expected result is something where the order should not place as per the address given. At the same time, order is being failed because of the address is selected address is invalid. So this is how it is going to happen. But still, this representation can be changed if you want. So what kind of representation that we can provide? Okay, so here in the same test case, just ignore the heading, valid details or something, ignore the heading. Here you have provided user should be able to select the address or able to add the new address as required. Delivery address has been selected. Here you can add the business rule. If user selects the valid address, along with PIN code, then only order will be placed. Otherwise, the provider will not accept the order as it is invalid address or PIN code. So you can add the business rule like this, so that in a single step, everything will be confirmed. In a single step, everything will be confirmed. No need to add again lengthy test case or something. You can complete the whole task at a single step. Which one is better now? First one or second one?
Second one is better.
Second one. That means whatever the step that we have added here, whatever the step that we are going to add at the business rule, that will be a better. This is a kind of optimal testing, right? Exhaustive or optimal? How it is exhaustive? Exhaustive means again you have to validate with valid details and invalid details, then it's called exhaustive. If you are going to provide the detail here at the business rule itself, then it's called optimal. You are completing the whole execution at a single step only. No? Correct or wrong?
Correct.
Correct.
Think about it, like whenever you are analyzing the whole test case or whenever you are giving such kind of answer, think about it, how we are executing, how the order can be placed, how this can be executed at the real time. Okay, whether it is exhaustive testing or optimal testing, how this can be categorized. Okay, if it is optimal testing, is it correct way of execution or not? Think in that perspective and analyze it carefully whenever you are executing the test case. Okay, always we need optimal kind of cases. Don't go for exhaustive kind of cases because it will take a lot of time in order to test the application or execute. It will take a lot of time to execute all the test cases, right? Instead, optimal testing will take less time, where it covers all the scenarios and we can test all the cases and we can get the same output. Okay, so any questions? If you have any questions, I'll clear those questions and then we'll go for assignment. Otherwise, I can give you the assignment for again the group wise assignment will be there. Any queries? No?
No, sir.
Okay. Now the assignment will be, I'll come from bottom. Zahir Sheikh 1, Enamala Pratyusha 2, Haramseti Vamshi Shiva Gopi 3, Ajit Kumar 4, Suman Yadav 5, Srinivas 6, Sri Chandana Yadav 7, Sirupa Saket 8, Sai Krishna Divela 9, Sahita 10. So this is the first group. And second group, Ramesh Venkatakonka 1, Raghumaram 2, Pravalika Ejgiri 3, Pooja Edla 4, 1 plus not 2 5G. I don't know who is his name. One, two, three, 4. Naveen Kumar 5, Nagaratnam Kalyanam 6, Koteshwara Dulipala 7, Koteshwara 8, Konanki Chandu 9, K Harika 10. So this is the second group. So rest of the members are third group. So let us have some assignments on the test cases. Okay, first group will have the query on, let me give you the application URL. The URL will be eventbrite.com. So this is the URL. So your task will be write down a test case on how to sign up on the application. Okay, sign up functionality of the application in eventbrite.com. Okay, when you click on sign up, so there are few details which you have to enter. Write down a test case for this. Second group, write a sign up test case in Amazon or Flipkart application. Okay, sign up test case. Sign up test case in Amazon or Flipkart application. Third one, third group, write a sign up test case on mobile application WhatsApp. So how you are going to sign up into WhatsApp? Okay, 3 test cases are related to sign up, but complete different domains. One is eventbrite.com. In that eventbrite.com, how you are going to sign up? That's for group 1. Group 2, how you are going to sign up in mobile application, either it might be Amazon mobile application or Flipkart mobile application, anything is fine. So sign up for Amazon or Flipkart. And third one is sign up into WhatsApp. So now the time is 9:09. I'll give you 6 minutes. We'll be back by 9:15. Okay, so try to write the test case as much as you can. Whatever the representation that we have here, I'm going to show the document. Okay, so you can make this as your reference and make sure you are going to design the test case. Anyone is using mobile phone instead of laptop or a desktop? I don't know when we are going to start the assignments. There are a couple of people who are going to dropping off from the session. Whether you are thinking that it's a waste of your time or I don't know. This I'm observing from last couple of days. This is an interactive session. If you are not interesting to do the assignments, it won't work out. Understand? Any queries? Anyone have any queries?
Sir,
Okay, tell me.
can I just leave the class for today? I mean, I have some important work.
Yeah, you can. If you have such kind of thing, you can just tell me and you can just leave.
Sir, for today, I have important, so that's why I'm leaving. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Fine. Carry on.
Thank you, sir.
Rest of the people can carry on in the same group, so they can go with the same assignment what we have. You have 4 minutes more. You can just design the test case and let me know. I'll be on mute till then.
We have to do design in Excel, sir.
It's up to you. I need these fields to be there in your test case. That's it. For now, if you have Excel document, you can design it in Excel document. Otherwise, if you don't have the Excel, you can just go with the notepad and design all the fields.
Okay.
Sir, I am at
Yeah, continue. What's your question?
Sir, we can say on oral. Don't have laptop.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Who is name? What is the name?
Arun, sir.
Arun. Okay, fine.
Sir, I am attending class in mobile, sir.
Okay, what is the name?
Harika Kamambati, sir.
Okay, fine, Harika. We'll discuss orally.
Here I am also attending my mobile.
Okay,
Hi, sir. Good morning.
good morning.
We Ajit Kumar, sir, the mobile, sir.
Okay,
Sir, sir. Good morning, sir.
good morning.
I have the mobile, sir.
Okay, fine.
To
Whoever
join the
is having
class.
possibility to design the test case and let me know. Whoever is not having that possibility, then we can discuss orally and then we'll let you know, because this is just for understanding how much you understood about the test case and how much analysis that you have on the functionality and all that I want to analyze first before going to the real-time work. Okay. So whoever is having possibility to design the test case, design it and let me know. Whoever is not having that possibility, let me know orally. But going forward, whenever you are into the automation, at least for practice purpose, you need to have. But if you have that kind of arrangement, that would be a great thing for you from your end. Fine. Let's have that word. We'll start with Zahir Sheikh today.
Sir,
Please go ahead.
sir, I'm not using laptop, but
Okay.
I have listed out the test cases.
Mhm.
I mean, regarding the test cases,
Okay.
first we have to enter the URL of Eventbrite.
Mhm.
Next, we have to click the sign up button.
Mhm.
Then we move. We can move to sign up page. Then we can enter our email, or we can use our Google account to create the account in Eventbrite.
Mhm.
If you enter the email, then it moves to you have to enter your first name, last name, and password.
Mhm.
After that, you should confirm the details what you have entered.
Mhm.
Then you can create the account in Eventbrite.
Okay. What is the prerequisite for this?
1 second, sir. Prerequisites. Expected, normally expected result and actual result.
What is prerequisite? Not the expected result and actual result I'm talking about. I'm just talking about prerequisite.
Mm. Uh, I will create and I will tell you, sir. Now I'm using. Just I write down on the notebook.
Right. It's a simple point, man. So if you want to sign up into the application, what is the prerequisite? What is mean by prerequisite? What is the
We have,
definition of that?
you should have mobile or laptop,
Okay.
and you have to browse, the URL in your system or mobile phone.
Okay. So updating, refining your point, no need to have mobile or laptop or something with you, some device with you. It's not a prerequisite. It's your personal thing that you need to maintain. If you want to sign up, even if you don't have laptop or mobile phone, you can go to the internet cafe and you can sign up. A different story. So that's not a prerequisite. Prerequisite is your second point, as you said, application URL. So that you can tell it like application should be up and running, right?
Okay.
If application works, then you can do the sign up process. That's a prerequisite.
Okay.
If application is not working, even if you have mobile and laptop, how can we do the sign up? We cannot, right?
We
So
can't do it.
prerequisite is nothing but a data condition or a precondition what is required for sign up process.
Okay, sir.
Application should be, you said application URL, we need to have that and it should work. So
Okay,
that's a prerequisite. To refine that point, what I said, application should be up and running. Up and running means technically it has to work.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next over to, I'll come from the bottom today. Enmul Pratyusha.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
First, we are enter the URL. Go to the confirmation email and click the view event.
Okay.
Your order and click the go to online event page.
Okay, can you repeat the last point?
Login into the Eventbrite.
So this is a sign up test case, Pratyusha. It's not the login application. Without sign up, how can we log into the application? We cannot, right?
First. No.
Okay, then. Did you understand my question?
Yes, sir.
Sign up. What is meant by sign up?
First, you are enter the Chrome.
Okay.
then we will confirm the email ID.
Okay. Next.
Visit the event page.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you in this way. What is the application that you are going to use regularly? Keep this eventbrite.com separately. So what mobile app that you are going to use very frequently? Mobile app or website? Anything, just a common social networking site. Which one that you are going to use very frequently? Instagram. Okay. So tomorrow I'll ask you the question in the same. Okay. How to create an account in Instagram? Assume that you don't have any account, or else you want to create a new account in Instagram. What are the steps that you are going to follow? Okay. So tomorrow you can let me know. Understood the question? Yeah. Eram Seti Vamshi Shivagopi. Eram Shetty Vamshi Shivagopi. Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, first we have to launch the browser.
Okay.
Yeah, after that we have to click the sign in button. Yeah.
Sign in button. Are you sure?
To create an account, sir.
It's not sign in button. It's a sign up button.
Yeah, sign up button. After that it displays create an account.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to enter the email address and confirmation mail, first name and last name and password. And we have to click the create account. The account will be created. After that, we have go to the sign up
button. Okay.
Yeah. In the sign up button, we have entered the email address and password. The sign up will complete.
Okay. Somehow convinced, but still there are few gaps. Okay. Let me guide that 1 second.
Hello, excuse me, sir.
Yes. Next one.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is Chandu, sir.
Yeah, Chandu.
Sir, please excuse me, sir. I have an important work, sir. Can you please?
Yeah, you go ahead, Chandu. You can carry on.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Over to I can just skip to Sahita today. Yeah, Sahita, you can carry on.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, we have to enter the URL in a browser. Then we have to create an account or sign up with the Google. Then account has created and we got the confirmation mail. The account has been created. And when we visit the page, it shows up like some related topics that has been there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have to set your event details, set up our tickets,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to proceed the next step like set up our order form and confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
The next step is choose how you will get paid. That's it. Sir.
Over to the people. So who is having clear cut understanding on the steps what you have written? They can go ahead. I'm not going to call the name. Who have list down the steps very clearly? At least can you please go ahead and let me know who is having that?
From any group.
No, from group 2 now.
Hello.
Yes, Naveen.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Step 1, open your web browser in your PC. Hello.
Yeah, you carry on. I'm just listening.
After that, open the Amazon URL in your web browser.
Uh-huh.
Click on the create account on your Amazon sign up page.
Uh-huh.
Step 4, there should be some results like your name, mobile number, and create a password. Fill all the blanks and continue. We will receive your verification code to the mobile number which we have given in our sign up details.
Uh-huh.
After entering the verification code, we will have an Amazon account.
Uh-huh.
We will shop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it, sir.
Okay. Crisp and very clear steps, but updating to your point, in the second step, what you said is after opening the URL, you need to click on sign up button and click on create account again. It's not sign up button. You need to click on sign in or you need to click on create account.
Yeah. Sorry for that.
Right. So it's not sign up. It's a sign in. When you're entering into the sign in page, you can click on create account. Or else when you place your cursor on that sign in, you'll have create account option there.
Okay. Okay.
Next one, over to group 3. Who is having clear cut picture on the steps on signing up into the WhatsApp?
Sir, good morning, sir. Myself, Arun.
Yeah. Continue.
Can I go? And the step 1, sir. And the step description should be open mobile app or web-based application on WhatsApp. And the expected result should be WhatsApp should be open in mobile or web-based application. Sir. If you get same while executing, that can be your actual result and should be passed. And the test description 2, log into mobile app or web-based application like OTP, like valid phone number or OTP. Application goes to chat page or WhatsApp contacts. As we get the same while executing, this is called actual result, and the status should be passed. Here, the business need should be the user should have a valid account to enter valid mobile number or an
Arun, the first step indicate first 2 steps only saying the sign up process. That's what my question actually. So entering into the login page and chat window is not the extending part that we are expecting now. So the initial step will be only for the sign up only, account sign up in your WhatsApp mobile application. Okay. So whenever it's
I'm talking about the next step, what after login?
No, it's not the query. So that's what I said. Whenever the question is there in the interview point of view, the answer should be suitable to that query. Okay. So if it is a sign up query, you need to write the concept related to sign up. That's it. After signing up, the next would be the login. Login will have another question. Okay. What will happen after login to the application is the next query. From your statements, first 2 steps itself indicates that sign up process. That's a clear cut understanding.
Okay.
Okay. Now, refining to your point, you said application can be opened in mobile or else in web browser. My question is mobile app sign up only, right? You can add the steps related to mobile app. No need to go for browser. Here, if you want to go for browser, you should have account already. Without WhatsApp account, you cannot use the web browser, right? You need to scan the QR code.
I'm talking it as a valid user. If the user has an account, I'm talking it.
No, it's
If
not
you
the answer then. My question is
okay,
only for sign up.
okay, sir.
Okay.
If user don't have an account, also we add an cases.
If user don't have an account,
Hello.
can you repeat that point? If user don't have an account,
We add in certain cases, sir. I was written those cases also.
no. See, Arun, it's a simple and straight question, Arun. How you are going to sign up into WhatsApp mobile application? That means you are registering as a new phone number into WhatsApp mobile application. Doesn't matter whether it is you are logging into web application or something. That's not my question. Okay. Even if you want to log in into web application, you will not find out sign up option. I don't think so sign up option is available in web application of WhatsApp. Okay, I don't think so. I haven't seen. If it is being upgraded, I don't know. But very recent time when I check, sign up option is not available in web WhatsApp.
No, sir.
Okay, mobile app, everyone knows. Whenever you install the mobile app and open that app, it will ask you to enter the number. Once you enter the number, OTP will be generated. That OTP you have to enter, and then the sign up process will get completed. That's how the whole story comes into the picture of sign up. Login is different story. Okay, fine. So anyone else from group 3, Bala Bhargav or anyone?
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah.
In first prerequisite in prerequisites, user should have the mobile app or WhatsApp sign-in details. After that, you can open the phone and Play Store to search the WhatsApp, and it can be downloaded. And in a home screen to open the WhatsApp, and to give a number phone, to give a valid in your phone number, OTP. OTP, then get after that you can add a name or pic, or you can use this then to skip that, then to skip it can be show your contacts on your mobile.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, fine. Anyone else? No? Are we good? Okay, fine. Let me give some inputs while explaining these kind of test cases. I just need 1 minute break. I need to have something. 1 moment, please. Okay. So did you understand whole theory of test case? Anyone? We have 24 people in this group. From all, did you understand the whole theory of test case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the whole concept of test case? What is the main? I'm not asking what is the definition. What is the outcome, or why we need to create the test case? Why? I know I don't need definition. I need why we need to create the test case.
The future is working or not. We have to test.
Okay. Anyone else?
We know anything process.
Can you repeat that?
Let who know anything process.
Okay. Anyone else? Why we need to create a test case? The first answer, someone said like to know whether feature is working or not. Understand my question? Why we need to create a test case? Your answer indicates that why we need to perform testing. Here we are not asking why we need to perform testing. My question is why we need to create test case.
We need to guide for the customer, sir.
We need to guide for the customer. Okay.
What are the requirements in the website? We need to guide for the customer. That will
Okay.
be.
Okay. Anyone else?
It shows clear requirements. What was the user going to ask? Hello.
It shows the requirement. Yeah, someone
Yes,
is saying.
And sir, to check whether we get the expected result or not.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Past 4 to 5 answers, what you said is correct. In order to check whether we are getting the expected result or not, in order to guide the customer based on the feature, in order to check whether that whatever the steps that we are going to design can be relatable or not with respect to functionality. These are okay, convincible. But when you are explaining what is meant by test case, did you analyze these points? I'm not saying everyone is wrong, but I'm just guiding you how to design the test case. Understand the principle of my explanation here. Whenever you are designing the test case, it means you are guiding the opposite person. You are guiding the opposite person. That means you are telling the opposite person, saying these are the steps that you have to follow in order to achieve this functionality. Whenever you are telling that kind of scenario, whenever you are telling that kind of steps, the opposite person has to understand very easily based on the steps that you are going to explain. Let's say a simple example. If I'm going to explain you in a paragraph wise, will that be comfortable? Or if I'm going to explain step by step, will that be comfortable? Which one is more comfortable to you?
Step by
Step
step.
by step.
Step by step.
Always step by step is more comfortable than explaining the concept in a paragraph model, right? Always it is easy. Everyone will be able to understand. The same thing we are implementing in the test case as well. Whenever you are explaining the test case, whenever you are writing or whenever you are designing the test case, it's a very simple concept behind that. Opposite person has to understand your representation. That's a simple concept and simple story, nothing more than that. Whatever the simple criteria that you can follow, you can follow. There is no rules and restrictions. Only thing that we kept here is prerequisites are mandatory, test step description, expected result, and actual result. Based on these things, we can judge whether the case is passed or failed. So these are the rules that we kept here and we are going to follow now. Now, whenever you are explaining the test case, analyze it very clearly. What are the steps that are going to happen behind the scene. Okay, if I'm asking you sign up, what are the things required in order to sign up into the application? Okay, we need to have application should work properly, it should up and running. We need to click on sign up. We need to enter valid email address or phone number so that one OTP or some verification code will be generated. We need to enter the verification code and click on create account so that account will be created. Once the account is created, it navigates to the homepage. Until this point, this is fine. Okay, until this point, this is something related to the sign up functionality where we are going to explain all these steps. But instead of explaining all these step by step format, if we are going to combine all the steps together, that will not give you comfortness to the user. Okay, so I'm just redefining whatever the explanation that you have given. Make sure you are going to explain it in a step by step format. Okay, first step will be this one, second step will be this one, third will be this one, fourth will be this one. Likewise, if you have n number of steps, make sure you are going to explain all the n number of steps. And next one, whenever you are attending the interview, they might ask you these questions, but if you can have the interviews from like 5 to 6 years, like 4 to 5 years, some old people, you may face some old people in the interview panel. They'll ask you write a test case on the fan. They'll ask you write a test case on the table, write a test case on the bottle, write a test case on the pen. Maybe that might not be helpful for your real time. Okay, there are two comments why they are asking this question. One is either they don't know how to ask the question, or else they know how to ask the question, but they want to check your analytical ability. Which one is right or wrong, I don't know. I'm not going to give this judgment right away, but still you may face these kind of questions in the interview. Just I'm guiding you. Okay, if they ask you write a test case on the pen, what you are going to write? Did you understand my point?
Yeah.
Right? The
Yes, sir.
comfortness. If I ask you the question, write a test case on the login page, login page test case is comfortable, or writing a test case on the pen is comfortable? Which one is more comfortable?
Login.
Login page,
Login.
because obviously everyone know how to log in into the application. That everyone knows. So it gives more comfortable for us in order to understand the functionality. So that's the reason I'm just keep on telling you, test case is not meant to be what you understood. Test case is meant to be the understanding skills and the representation skill, where opposite person has to understand it very clearly. So if they are going to execute each and every step, they have to get the outcome what you have mentioned here. That's it. So you mentioned some expected result. Okay, whether we are getting the same expected result or not, that they have to analyze. That's it. They should not come back to you and I'm not able to understand this test case. They should not tell like this. Test case is a very simple, straightforward document where we are going to explain the functionality in a step-by-step format. That's it. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever the questions that I have given to you today, whatever the assignments that I have given to you today, again go through the same applications. Okay, again go through the same applications and make sure you are going to list down proper steps by tomorrow's session. Okay, eventbrite.com, Flipkart or Amazon, and WhatsApp sign up. Okay, those 3 groups you can just go through the same questions and analyze what are the steps that you are following, and make sure you are going to keep the same steps in your document when you are explaining it to me. I hope you understand my point. Make sure you are going to include all that. Don't forget any step, because again, I am just telling you, these test cases are not mean to your internal process. These test cases will guide the end customers as well. So we are going to pass these test cases to the end customer and they are going to follow the same steps. If you are going to keep A here, they are going to execute A. If you are going to keep B, they are going to execute B. Whatever you are going to keep in the document, they are going to consider that only. Okay, if output is different, you cannot say that I just kept it as an example. No, it cannot be considered. It cannot be considered. Make sure you are going to keep everything in place. Okay, one more update I can give you, test data as well here. Maybe test data. What is test data? So here you here in this step we mentioned enter email address or phone number or enter password, right? So here you can give test data. Okay, email address. Here you can mention sample data format we used while testing or validation. You can put like this and you can give some email address, abc@gmail.com. Okay, and you can provide, you can put the password. Password test #123. Basically we cannot give such kind of passwords here, but this is we mentioned it's a sample data format we mentioned, right? This might be the format that we have used. We are just guiding the opposite person, that's it. We are not complicating the functionality, we are just guiding the functionality to the opposite person, right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Will you be able to by next session? Okay, fine. So I'm going to give some time till tomorrow. So make sure you are going to get all this information and write down the step-by-step format of your analysis and the test case, what you are going to analyze, and let me know in tomorrow's session.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye. Jyoti, yesterday you were asking something, but meanwhile the call has dropped. Again, we connected. I thought you'll rejoin that time. Jyoti K.
It was nothing. Two students joined the class. I didn't get their names, so I just wanted to confirm their leads. That's it.
Okay, fine. Even today also one person joined with his mobile name, not sure.
Yeah,
what
his
is-
Pradeep. I got his name.
Yeah, okay, fine then.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a nice day. Bye.